Hello, and welcome to SkedLive. Today is Thursday, November 11th. I'm Josh Welsh, and I'm here with my co-host, Christina Sedrina. Here's what's making news now. Today is Remembrance Day, and ceremonies to remember the fallen are taking place across the country. This Remembrance Day also marks 100 years of using the poppy as a symbol to remember. Canada also honored First Nation, Métis, and Inuit soldiers serving in the Canadian Armed Forces on November 8th for Indigenous Veterans Day. The Humber College Lakeshore community will remember our veterans today at a new cenotaph. The cenotaph was moved from 8th Street to Colonel Samuel Smith Park last year. For more on this story from Hansel Meta, check out SkedLIVENov11. If you're planning on getting together with family and friends for the holidays this year or going out to non-essential places, Friday is your last chance to get fully vaccinated. Peel Region's top doctor, Lawrence Lowe, reiterated the importance of getting vaccinated against COVID-19 yesterday. He also warned November 12th is the last day to start the two-dose vaccination process to be fully vaccinated for the holidays. Pfizer and Moderna's Myrna vaccines are available for adults in Ontario. A second dose can be administered at least 28 days after the first, and both vaccines can be mixed for second doses. Only Pfizer's vaccine is available to children between 12 and 17 years old. Let's go to Christina.
Thank you, Josh. World Diabetes Day is this Sunday, and the World Health Organization wants better global access to insulin in diabetes care. 100 years after its discovery, insulin is still out of reach for many people. A recent report from the World Health Organization outlines how to improve universal access to insulin. The organization is calling on business associations and manufacturers to remove barriers to the availability of insulin. The discovery of insulin by Frederick Banting and Charles Best here at University of Toronto in 1921 made the deadly disease into a manageable one for 69 million people, reducing the risk of kidney failure, blindness, and limb amputation. Skedline and Humber community are mourning the death of Fatima Bing, a 2020 graduate of the journalism degree program. Fatima passed away early Monday. In 2017, she wrote a book called Fatima's Journey that detailed her story as a two-time liver transplant recipient. Fatima was a dedicated journalist who did work on and off camera for Skedline. She continued her work as a freelance writer after her graduation. Prayer services were held yesterday. Our condolences to Fatima's friends and family. Now, let's check in with Benedict Rhodes for the weather.
My name is Benedict Rhodes, and here's the weather for Thursday, November 11th, 2021. As you can see behind me here, preparations are underway for the Remembrance Day ceremonies here at Humber College. If you're going to attend a ceremony in the city today, please make sure you dress accordingly, but the temperature is expected to be around 11 degrees. Also make sure you get out, enjoy the sun, enjoy the warm weather, as temperatures are expected to drop in the coming days. Now back to Rosanna in the studio with the rest of the forecast.
Thank you, Ben. I'm LIVENov11, and this is today's weather forecast. As you can see, across the GTA, we'll be having partially cloudy skies and mostly cloudy skies around the center of Toronto. The highest lowest temperature we'll have will be in Scarborough with 6 degrees, and Toronto having 10 degrees as the highest today. Today's forecast for Toronto will be ranging for the 13 degrees to 10 degrees, the lowest at night. It will be mostly clouded with a slight chance of rain during the night. For the 5-day forecast, in Toronto, tomorrow we'll be having the highest temperature 11 degrees and the lowest being 3 degrees at night. It will be partially cloudy. Saturday will be partially clouded with a slight chance of rain during the afternoon. The highest temperature will be 7 degrees and the lowest will be 2 degrees at night. On Sunday, it will be mostly cloudy and raining. The highest temperature will have 6 degrees during the day and 1 degree at night. On Monday, to start off the week, it will be partially cloudy with a slight chance of freezing rain during the day, so you gotta be careful with that. The highest temperature will be 6 degrees and the lowest 0 degrees. To end up this 5-day forecast, on Tuesday, we'll be having a partially cloudy skies, and the highest temperature will be 5 degrees and the lowest 1 degree. Thank you so much. This is today's weather forecast. I'm Rosanna Vinoles.
Thanks, Ben. I'm Natasha Winter, and my co-host today is Emma Harris. Here's what's making news in entertainment and lifestyle. Actor-director Alec Baldwin is being sued for negligence following the fatal shooting on the set of Rust. Baldwin fired a prop gun that took the life of Helena Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza on October 21st. Serge Svetnoy, chief electrician on set, is suing Baldwin and others for alleged negligence that caused him severe emotional distress. Armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed is among those being sued for being one of the 3 main people handling the gun. Armorers throughout North America must take precautions and follow regulations closely when dealing with weapons on set. Check out Emma's story on SkedLIVENov11 for more on this. Justin Bieber has partnered with Tim Hortons to launch Tim Biebs Timbits. 3 new flavors will be introduced, including chocolate, white fudge, sour cream chocolate chip, and birthday cake waffle. Tim Biebs will go on sale on November 29th. Can't wait to try those. Let's go over to Emma for more on lifestyle and entertainment.
Thank you, Natasha. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg has announced a Facebook rebrand to Meta to represent the future of technology and a shift within the company. SkedLive's Tatiana Furtado spoke to an analyst with the International Data Corporation Canada to discuss how Meta is working towards building a metaverse into the everyday internet world. Check out Tatiana's story on SkedLIVE.com for more. Travis Scott's attorney claims that statements from Houston city officials are inconsistent. A crowd surge occurred at Scott's Astro World Festival, taking the lives of 8 people and injuring hundreds last Friday. Videos have been released on TikTok and other social media platforms showing the incident. This video shows the rush of the crowd, medical and security teams on site, as well as the crowd trying to stop the concert to receive more help. Day 2 of the festival was cancelled as the situation continues to develop. A kidnapped teenager in North Carolina was rescued by police after signaling for help using a hand gesture she learned on TikTok. The 16-year-old girl used the gesture developed by the Canadian Women's Foundation in 2020. The signal was originally created as a non-verbal cue to help victims of domestic abuse to signal distress to a passing motorist. That's your entertainment and lifestyle news for today. Let's go to Sarah for sports news.
Thanks, Natasha and Emma. I'm Sarah Pararia. Amanita Diallo, midfielder for PSG and France, is under arrest as part of an investigation on the attack of a teammate. It is alleged that Diallo, 26, was driving teammate Kira Amraoui and an unnamed teammate home on November 4th after a team meal. 2 masked men ambushed them and Amraoui was dragged out of the car and had her legs beaten. L'Equipe newspaper reports Diallo is alleged to have tried to physically hurt Amraoui by having the masked men assault her. Diallo was arrested on November 10th. The club released a statement saying they are working with the police to shed light on the facts. The Toronto Raptors lost their first road game in Boston last night, giving the Celtics their first home win of the season. Celtics' Jason Tatum put up 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists, contributing massively to their 104-88 victory. The Raptors had Pascal Siakam back in the lineup after injury, who had 8 points and 7 rebounds in 30 minutes of play, but head coach Nick Nurse says it will be unlikely he will play tonight in their back-to-back. The Raptors will face the 76ers at Wells Fargo Center tonight at 7. It wasn't all bad for Toronto teams last night. The Toronto Maple Leafs bounced back from their Monday night loss to the Kings to shut out the Flyers with a 3-0 win. William Nylander, who has been the Leafs' most consistent player all season, was on the board again, tallying 2 goals. Andre Kashaw made it 3 for the Leafs, and Austin Matthews picked up 2 assists. Jack Campbell, in between the posts for the Leafs, stopped 36 shots in his second shutout of the season. The Leafs next play tomorrow night against the Flames, which will be the annual Hockey Hall of Fame game at the Scotiabank Arena. Going across the nation to Vancouver, the Canadian Premier League has announced a new team. Yesterday, a CPL Commissioner, David Klanikin, announced that they have awarded a CPL expansion club to 6-5 and Entertainment LP in Vancouver, BC. Expanding into a great sports city like Vancouver is exciting, says Klanikin. The 9th Canadian Premier League is planning on joining the league in the 2023 season. For more soccer, make sure you check out some World Cup qualifiers today. Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal face Ireland at 2:45. Spain take on Greece at 2:45. And Neymar and co from Brazil will play Colombia at 7:30. Canada will be taking on Costa Rica tomorrow night at home in Edmonton. And now to Ali and Hassel for the T20 World Cup.
Welcome to SkedLive on Cricket. I'm your host Hassel Mehta. I'm joined by my co-host Ali Irfan. Today we will be talking about ICC Men's T20 World Cup. The semi-final games at the World Cup are in the books. New Zealand won the first semi-final game against England by 5 wickets on Wednesday. Daryl Mitchell was awarded with Player of the Match for his game-winning knock of 72 runs. Ali, what are your thoughts on this?
Basically, England lost the game they should have won. They came in with 2 key men injured with their opener, Jason Roy, and fast bowler Timal Mills. Johnny Bairstow as an opener didn't really work out because he doesn't really start as fast as Jason Roy does. And that sort of gives Joss Butler the platform to carve his innings. Bairstow got out in the 5th over, and Butler soon fell after in the 8th over. David Malan and Moeen Ali sort of steadied the ship, with Malan scoring 41 and Ali scoring 51. Livingstone did what he does best. He made a quick fire 17, but in the end, I think they were 15 to 20 runs short. New Zealand obviously also really played well after losing their 2 main batsmen with their opener Martin Guptill and captain Kane Williamson. They got out pretty cheaply in the first 2 overs, and after that, it looked like the game was pretty much done. But 2 relatively low-key players in Daryl Mitchell and Devon Conway were the saviors for New Zealand, actually. Mitchell opened the innings, and he ended the match as well with 72 runs. Conway also scored 46 during a crucial stage of the match, because if New Zealand kept on losing wickets during that middle period, it would have been really difficult for them to sort of chase on, and they would have lost the game. James Neesham was also the real game changer for New Zealand, if you're being honest. And Chris Jordan on the opposite end was the one that ended up costing the game for England. The 16th over of New Zealand's innings was bowled by Jordan, and Neesham was facing, and he gave up 23 runs in that over, and after that it was smooth sailing from there. And clearly it was too late for England to sort of pull it back from there. And revenge for the 2019 World Cup final completed for New Zealand. Would you say, Hasil?
Yeah, for sure. Beating the title favorites, New Zealand got its revenge, but winning a championship would make it even better. To do that, New Zealand has to beat Australia. The second semi-final game came right down to the wire, with Australia inching away with the victory against Pakistan by 5 wickets. Matthew Wade hit the winning runs for the Aussies. Ali, what do you think about that shot?
Same story, different game. Pakistan blew the game just like England did yesterday. They're both put in a commendable position, and speaking of commendability, they made a total of 176 today in 20 overs, with Fakhar Zaman and Mohammad Rizwan making 67 runs and 55 runs respectively. Shaheen Shah Afridi obviously continued his dominance with a new ball, as he's done the whole tournament. He got the Australian captain Aaron Finch out of the first ball of the innings. His opening partner David Warner made a brisk 49, putting up a decent partnership with Mitchell Marsh. Pakistan also chipped in with wickets consistently, getting their batsmen out cheaply for minimal runs. And Australia was 96 for 5 in the 12th over at one point. And at that point, every Pakistani fan thought that the finish line is in sight. But Marcus Stoinis and Matthew Wade had other plans, clearly. They pushed Australia to the finish line by scoring 40 and 41 runs each. There was also a game-changing moment in this game as well, with Pakistani fast bowler Hassan Ali in the field, when he dropped the match winner Matthew Wade in the 3rd ball of the 18th over, who then went on to hit 3 sixes in a row to seal the place in the final for Australia. Pakistan will also rue several of their missed run-out chances as they head home after facing their first defeat of the tournament. It was absolute despair for Pakistan and their fans, and the final will now be played between Australia and New Zealand this coming Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. I predict New Zealand to win, since they've been the best tournament after Pakistan. And who do you think will win? Who do you predict to be the winner?
I've got New Zealand to win the World Cup. Either way, it will be an interesting final this Sunday between 2 rivals in Australia and New Zealand. That's it from all of us at SkedLine. Thanks for watching.